Alright, I'm doing another one in my car. Ooh, sirens. Probably another amber. Yeah, I'm only looking because the other day there was actually a bus crash on the corner of the lights over here. I did take a picture. Update. 2's a party, 3's a crowd. What? Okay, so you're allowed to go for a walk, exercise, blah blah blah, but you could only have a maximum of 2 people, unless they are of your own family from the same household. So if you don't live with your grandma, sorry, you can't go walking with your grandparents. Yeah. So pretty much what it is they're going further and further into lockdowns, but they are allowing you to have a little bit more leniency. So Matt and I did go out yesterday and we did go and have a nice walk in a national park. Ready? It's haunted. Hey. The fuck is with people walking around with ski sticks while they're walking? Like, there's no snowfields around here. Someone needs to explain that to me. More people. Oh, they're old. And they're lost. Been stuck in the jungle for 500 years. That was pretty fun because we got to feed some kangaroos as well. Maddie, you missed it. On the work side of things, I don't know. So it's Monday. Yesterday they made more announcements. Don't go outside unless it's incredibly important to do so. So if you need to go to the supermarket, if you need to go to the chemist, the bank, your doctor's visit, blah blah blah. But don't go out for something that's unnecessary. Fair enough. But businesses are expected to stay open, including a hairdressing salon, which I own. So I made $40 today. So 2 people that came in didn't listen to the memo. It's 2 o'clock. I closed early. I sat on the couch for a bloody long time. I did a lot of puzzles in the magazines. What are you supposed to do? So far I haven't received any help that I know of. They're saying I might be able to get a $10,000 discount off my tax. Originally I said $2,000 and now they're saying 10, but nothing's actually been written on pen and paper. Nothing's been stamped through Parliament, so it's only ifs or buts. So I'm not getting my hopes up. I am getting my hopes up, but I'm not getting my hopes up at the same time. Today they announced that possibly they may give payments to employers that have to be passed on to the employees of a maximum of $1,500 per fortnight, so that way you can pay your staff. So for example, if you only make if your wage is $1,000 a week, you will only receive $1,500. So not $2,000 a fortnight, only $1,500. If you earn $500 a week in your wage, you will only receive $1,000 a fortnight, not $1,500. So which I think is perfectly fine. I don't see an issue with that, because people shouldn't be given more money than they were already like earning. Because if you could have lived off that wage beforehand, then why can't you now? That sounds great, but also it has been said that it hasn't been passed through Parliament. No one's actually, stamped on it yet. So also, not getting my hopes up. I'd like to get my hopes up, but not yet. And then I also seen a post on Facebook. So that's the thing, I'm getting my information off Facebook, so I don't even know how accurate it is, because sometimes the news says one thing but they actually mean something else. They were saying that it might not go through until May. May's ages away. We still have to get through April. That's 4 weeks of unemployment for a lot of people. That's 4 weeks of businesses not earning any money but expected to pay all their bills. What are you supposed to do? That's my little update for what's happening now. Will anything else happen? Probably not. All we can do is stay safe, try and keep away from germs that may not be here. There is a couple cases in Australia, and unfortunately today someone did pass away, so the amount of deaths in Australia so far is at 18. A lot of people may not realise that here in Australia we're very early on fighting this current health issue, but the problem is that we're currently in autumn, and it's starting to get quite cold. Not quite cold, like yesterday wasn't too bad, but it's starting to get cold. And unfortunately what happens is when the weather's cold, your immune system, your body gets cold, so your immune system doesn't work as well. And that's why things like your common colds and flus actually come around a lot more. And what they're worried is, if that's happening and then people do contract the coronavirus, things could get a lot worse. I think the same issue is currently happening over in other areas, like in South Africa, because their weather in that area is a lot colder. 2's a party, 3's a crowd. Stay safe. No threesomes. Say goodbye to your orgies, and yeah, if you want to talk to your neighbors and you want to have a house party, you can put your deck chairs on each side of your freaking driveway and talk to each other from across the road. Meanwhile, you all sit next to each other at work. You all crowd around the same aisle at the supermarket. But don't do it at home and don't do it out in public. Okay, this is something I noticed today when I was, before I left. I'm next door to a dentist, and the girls were having lunch out in the courtyard. They were all seated really, really far away from each other, which, it's good, social distancing and all the rest of it. But I'm pretty sure they all stand next to each other while they're working. So what's the bloody difference? Okay, business update for World War C. We are currently at the 31st of March. My rent check's due tomorrow. That's not going to go through because there is not enough money in my bank account for me to put that one through. I called my landlord and he said he'd come to an agreement. He kind of asked me what I would want. I didn't give him a number because I really don't know. I am also supposed to pay the strata fees on the building, which is it's like $700. Maybe it was like $750. I don't know, I can't remember. I have to go look at the bill again. Anyway, he said he will pay that for me, which I'm very grateful, because that takes like a huge bill off of my chest. Doesn't exactly help with the rent, but we'll work something out. He reckons I'm going to get rent assistance, and I went everywhere all through the government websites and I couldn't find anything, so I don't think that's going to happen. Like, people can apply for JobKeeper payments. JobKeeper payments are not bad. It's actually like $1,500 a fortnight that could be paid to the employer, as long as they're a sole trader, which I am, and also to the employees. And even though my part-timer earns less than $1,500 a fortnight because she doesn't do that many hours. It doesn't matter. She's still actually going to receive that amount of money, which is pretty cool, I think. But it doesn't start until May, and April feels like it goes forever. Fingers crossed it's a short month. Fingers crossed money comes in the door. It doesn't seem to be so far, so we're just going to have to see how we go. I'm probably going to make you dizzy, I'm sorry, but that's a little update and we'll see what happens from here. Okay, so it's Wednesday afternoon. So here's my little update. So because it's been ridiculously quiet, I'm tongue-tied. Because it's been ridiculously quiet, it's kind of like unnecessary for me to be in the salon for, you know, hours and hours and just sitting around watching very little people even walk past. I only have 4 minutes to talk. I'm about to run out of space on my phone. I've decided to reduce my hours, which is why I'm home at 4 o'clock. My cat's like, I'm hungry. So the update is that the passengers that were on that boat have been allowed to disembark. There was a deal made where they are in mandatory quarantine. Most of them have been taken to Rottnest Island. So these are for the people that live in Western Australia. They're on Rottnest Island. They're not allowed to roam around the island. They must stay in their room. So they're being provided with, you know, food and water. And apparently they've all been given jigsaw puzzles. I do know that they all do have nice views of the ocean, so I suppose that's one thing to look forward to waking up to looking at, but unfortunately they just can't leave. Unfortunately, no coca selfies for them. The other people that are still flying in from overseas have also been put into mandatory quarantine. There's different hotels around Australia where they are taking them. Unfortunately, it's come with a mixed signs at the moment. Some people are happy about it and some people are complaining, and I think the main complaints about is the fact that like they're not getting any direct sunlight, and unfortunately not like, you know, so if you're vegan or whatever, unfortunately you're not really getting a choice on what food you're being given. It sounds a bit harsh, but unfortunately that's just what they need to do. My personal opinion, I think, you know what, allow them to order Uber Eats. You know, if they want to pay with it, if they want to pay for it with their own money, allow them to, because at the moment the government is paying for all their accommodation and all their food, which, you know, it's a lot. So if these people want to actually pay for it themselves, it's not too bad. Especially for the fact that they've just announced this whole JobKeeper payment. So the government is going to be, you know, giving out a lot of money. So before I was saying that the government might be paying people's wages up to $1,500 a fortnight, but turns out no, it is $1,500 a fortnight. It won't come in until May. So if you were already earning less than $1,500 a fortnight, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get that money, which is cool. But at the same time, it's not, because it means that every Tom, Dick and Harry under the sun is going to be paying that back in taxes for hundreds of years. I need to try and pay some bills. Don't know if that's going to happen. Oh, I did hear an update. So apparently, businesses, I don't think this is just the general public, but I think it's just businesses, are going to be given a $2,500 credit for their Synergy bills, which is pretty cool. But I don't think it comes into effect just yet, because I got my Synergy bill today and there's nothing on there, so it might not be until next time. And I also got a text message from my bank saying you need to pay your credit card. I'm like, mate, come on, like, it's a pandemic, people don't have money, give me some leniency. I understand these are like automatic text messages, so like they don't actually have a physical person sending them out, but I mean, come on, little help would be nice. All right, that's it for now. We'll just have to see what happens.